guys, so maybe just real quick, short. I don't have much space on my phone. Anyways, if you're still here, give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself a heck of a pat on the back. I know this has been a hard year for 95% of people out there. I do lawn care and landscape, more on lawn care. I haven't done landscaping that much, but I'm gonna get ready to start on a new project next week. I agreed to a contract with the customer. But anyways, that's beside the point. This year, I have struggled severely with mental health. Very little depression and more anxiety than I have ever known to deal with in my life. But you know what? I'm still here, still driving, still kicking. I just went and got a few yards done, which is why I got grass all over me, if you can see. And I pushed. For the longest time, I always thought that as soon as something bad were to happen, okay, just stop. Just take a break, stop. Okay, we'll quit, whatever. I'm realizing that's not the case. Not everybody's got anxiety and, mental health issues like I do, but I'm going to be honest about mine. They're pretty hard to get through sometimes, but I've made it this year and I'm going to continue to keep pushing. Not every day is easy. It really isn't. I struggle with weight. I am 24 years old and I weigh about 121 to 125. 127 max is the most I've ever weighed. I'm 24 years old. I'm hoping to bump that up. But I do lawn care, do a little bit of landscaping. I'm going to be getting into detailing soon, hopefully. Getting outside for squirrel hunting and stuff like that. I say squirrel hunting because I just seen a squirrel on the side of the road and it just made me think squirrel hunting. Beside the point. I've got so many ideas like try to do, but I can never really do half of them because every time I try to think about doing something, my head's like, oh, what if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? Well, you know what? What if it does? And this is me talking to myself too. Sorry, I'm on a bumpy freaking road. They can't fix no roads around here for nothing. Live in Belmont County High, by the way. Anyways, the point I'm trying to get is, I've learned this year, just like last 2 weeks, honestly, that in order to grow, you must push through everything that is not comfortable. If it ain't comfortable, push through it anyways. And again, I'm talking to myself, future me. Now this ain't no, motivational video. This is a video talking, well, it is a motivational video, but basically, if you're going through stuff, push through it. And not everything's going to be easy to push through, and I get that. I'm somebody who, as soon as I feel kind of sick or lightheaded or anything, I go back to my bed. I'm going to admit that. Am I proud to admit it? No, but I'm going to admit that because that's what I do when I'm very uncomfortable about things. If I feel slight sickness in my stomach or whatever, gas, whatever, immediately I think, go to bed. That's how it's always been for years. Just recently I've realized you cannot get anywhere in life if you let your feelings control how you do things. Today, I am very proud of myself, and I will give myself that. I got started late today, about noon, but that's only because it's been raining for the last, 3 days around here. And, but I got started today at noon. I felt kind of funny the whole day, but I've been feeling funny the whole time. I overthought, oh, I feel a little bit dizzy, maybe I should stop. Don't stop, keep going. If you absolutely have to, take a second, take a breath, remind yourself you're still here, everything's okay. If you're like me, though, it's hard to get through that because my mental space is just... I'm trying to let God in more and more, and yes, I just brought God into this because I personally believe in God. I don't believe in the Bible. I believe in God. I haven't read the Bible fully. I don't go to church on Sundays. I'm a sinner. I'll admit that. But I will also admit that I know that Jesus died for our sins and gave his life so that I may live. And for that, I'm very appreciative of that one up there. But again, if things get hard, push through them. Like I said, if you got to take a second, sit down, just gather your thoughts, whatever, do that. But don't stay forever. And that's the pattern I have caught myself in countless times this year. Alright, that's kind of all my point that I've gotten across. Phone's running on low on storage, so that's all I want to say. The rest is extra, but again, if you don't feel good or whatever, 9 times out of 10, most people deal with, being overweight and dealing with, caring what other people say. Those are 2 things that I don't care about. I don't care what other people say about me. And I'm very underweight, like I just told you. But I'm telling myself I'm going to start learning to push through things even when it's hard. And the life I'm trying to live, it ain't a very easy life. Granted, my mom and dad have given me a life, handed me everything I've needed on a silver platter pretty much. So that's why I'm trying to give back. I want to give back to family. I want to give back to my family. I want to give back to friends. I want to give back to a lot of people. I want to make my family proud. I want to make the state proud. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm from Ohio. I'm wanting to put Ohio on the map someday. It ain't gonna be today, it ain't gonna be tomorrow, it ain't gonna probably be next week. But I'm working to do that. I want to make Ohio a state that everybody looks at and goes, wow, never knew Ohio was like that. That's interesting. Instead of, oh, it's something we can make fun of. It's literally a word that some kids can't say in school because, well, they've made it a bad word apparently. Or brain rot or whatever. Anyways, that's all my rant. I just want to tell you guys, keep pushing even if it feels hard. Because here's something. Can you make a pot out of clay if you don't mold it? Don't wet it, don't mold it, don't get it to be, different. Shaped into what you want to. What's going on? I'm pulling in the driveway, my dad's sitting in the car. Anyways, you can't mold something if you don't push it to mold it. Nothing can you make that way. That's all I wanted to say. But again, I just want to give yourself a pat on the back for this year. I know a lot of people went through a lot of things. I lost my great grandpap this month, September. It was either this month or last month. It's already been so long ago, I forget which one. It was either this month or last month, but this year's just been a rough year. It really has. Mentally for me, physically and all that stuff. But you know what? I've pushed through it all. I've made it, still making it, and I will continue to keep pushing until the Lord calls me home or I go down there. I hope I don't go down there, but if I do, then it must be justified. But with all that being said, I just want to go on here and give everybody a pat on the back. Tell yourself to give a pat on the back. Be proud of what you've went through this year. You've pushed through a lot. I know I've pushed through a lot, and there's people out there who push through way more than I do. Marines do, like my brother or my girlfriend's brother just went to Marine boot camp a few months ago. Memorial Day weekend, we just went and seen him 2 months ago, I think, for him. But what I'm getting at is, be proud of yourself. Just be proud of yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back. Not everybody got to wake up and experience life like we did this year. And I want to give a special congratulations to myself for making it through this year. It's been a tough one. It really has. Mentally, physically, financially. First year I've done mowing and landscaping on my own. I live with parents, but I've still dealt with a lot. With all that being said, give yourself a pat on the back and give yourself some grace. You've been pushed through a lot. Take a second, just, sit back and realize you have pushed through quite a bit this year. And that deserves to be recognized. Maybe not rewarded right away, but definitely recognized. With all that being said and done, as I end all my other videos, always keep a great frame of mind, and also, as always, keep it top notch, and I will see you guys next video. So, that's my piece. But again, everybody give yourself a pat on the back. It's been a rough year for all of us. I also know a guy that just lost his dad due to cancer, I think 3 weeks ago, maybe, somewhere in there. It's been a rough year. But with God in mind, we will prevail. So, again, with all that being said and done, always keep a great frame of mind, and as also,